What's up YouTube, it's IDKYGO here with another video on these Xyz monsters. It was brought to my attention by Blue Shorts 001. He gets a nice little shout out there, link in the bottom. He brought it up to my attention, the rules on Xyz summoning and what you can't do as far as, I guess, comboing out or the basic rules of Xyz summoning. So for those who don't know, Xyz monsters don't have levels. They have ranks, which are these little yellow stars on the complete opposite end of where the levels should be. You'll also notice that in the card text there are requirements. 2 level 3 monsters for this guy, 2 level 4 monsters for this guy, and 2 level 2s for this guy. The material actually can get specific. It could ask also for more than just 2. I mean, you just gotta read it. It's like synchro summoning, so in that regards, just read the text. It shouldn't be too hard to understand. So just a quick example. Let's say I am attempting to summon number 39 Utopia. Well, on the field present face up, I have to have a 2 level 4 monsters. It doesn't matter what they are, what attribute, what type. I mean, it only asks for 2 level 4 monsters. So in this regard, just like synchro summoning, you have the material, except what you're gonna do is you're gonna stack the 2 cards together and then throw the big black card on top. And the stuff underneath the Xyz monster is known as Xyz material, where certain card effects will apply to the Xyz monster depending on the Xyz material, what's equipped to him, how much is equipped to it, etc., etc., things of that nature. So another question I have gotten before, and it has come to my attention, it's like, what happens when you want to go into a rank 3? For this example, we'll use Granosaurus, sorry, and well, I don't have Sangan on me at the moment, and I'm not gonna go get it, too lazy. But like, let's say we'll just say that the feedback warrior is Sangan. Let's assume that I Xyz summon and now Sangan becomes material monster. Well, as far as I know, technically that monster is not on the field, but it hasn't left, if that makes sense. It's kind of one of those things like where if a card is returned to the deck, it's not considered leaving the field. I mean, I'm assuming that this is in regards much the very same thing, because cards like Sangan, let's say Granosaurus were to attack, and his effect is if he destroys a monster by battle, it sends it to the graveyard, you detach 1 Xyz material from this card and inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So let's say he tries to get rid of his Sangan and burn you. Now what? Even though Sangan's effect is mandatory, Sangan's effect reads, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, search. But in this regard, you know, technically he's not on the field, so Sangan won't get his effect. But let's assume, you know, we have a card like Dandelion, in which case now we'll make feedback warrior Dandelion. And now if you pitch for Dandelion and send it to the graveyard, this is difficult to do with one hand. Then yes, Dandelion's effect will activate, because Dandelion's effect reads, when this card is sent to the graveyard. So it doesn't matter how it's sent to the graveyard and from where it's sent to the graveyard. When it's sent to the graveyard, you get 2 tokens. So cards like that, where they're sent to the graveyard regardless, or something happens regardless, then yes, I mean, they're going to get their effect. Now, a question that even I seem to be having a little issues here answering, and again, like, if it's in the same regards as leaving the field, Reborn Tengu, if you use Reborn Tengu, as material for Utopia. I've heard mixed things. I really am not 100% sure, but I am leaning so more certain that Tengu does not get its effect. I mean, technically, again, it's not on the field, but it's not leaving the field either. And you know, now that it's material, it doesn't really have its effect. So, I mean, yeah, these monsters do not have their effects when they're material. So I'm assuming that, yeah, Reborn Tengu is not going to get his effect. So that answers that. I mean, Xyz Summoning is actually very straightforward. It shouldn't be hard to do. I think it's a pretty interesting twist. It's more balanced out than Synchro Summoning. I think Synchro Summoning is just retardedly broke, and it's done some good and some bad for the game at the same time. I mean, everybody has their own opinion about Synchro Summoning. I just think it's retarded, and a lot of decks nowadays rely on it a little too much. And even in the future, with with Xyz being incorporated in Synchro decks, it's just gonna be really interesting. But we'll only time will tell. So we'll see what happens when Generation Force comes out. If there are any more questions or any random rulings, just comment below down there somewhere, and I'll try to get to you guys as fast as possible. If you want me to make more videos in regards to a certain something, by all means, just let me know, and I'll try to get to it. My resolution is yeah, let's not be too lazy with this channel. So this is Xyz Summoning and IDKYGO signing out.